The best use of life is to invest it in something that will outlast life. And I think that reminds me a lot of Dr. Cavin. It reminds me of Project Prepare. He invested his time, his energy, money, passion into it. Students can obtain a college education according to his philosophy, regardless of race, socioeconomic status, and I completely agree with that as well. And I personally share a connection to that. My sister was a Project Prepare student. We're a family of low socioeconomic status, and without Project Prepare, she would not have been able to attend Widener University. I was a history major here at Widener. I'm a 2010 grad, and I did 8 months of research on Widener University and the Civil War, and I worked directly with Dr. Cavin with that. The Civil War was one of his passions. Widener University was one of his passions. I learned so many things from him. I thought he was a fantastic teacher, researcher, scholar. He was warm and funny and engaging, and at first, like, as a student, you're shy, you're like, okay, they're gonna introduce me to this professor, but he was not snobby, he was down to earth, he was interested and engaging. With Dr. Cavin, it wasn't just, hello, how are you doing? It was, so what's your major? What are you gonna do? Why are you gonna do that? Why did you choose Widener? And you almost felt like you were in an interview of sorts with him, but it's interesting because as a student, you're not really used to people asking you about your passions and hobbies. And he would tap right into that, and he would engage you in conversations about that. And he was a wonderful speaker, both formally and informally, and Dr. Cav liked to talk. Everybody can tell you that about him. He definitely helped me shape my thinking about scholarship. He would tell you to look outside the box and be passionate about your subject. Don't just go in and be like, well, I need to do this for class credit or whatnot. He'd be like, you really want to get engaged with that material and you really want to connect it. He was also very passionate about Chester history, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't really realize, the impact the Civil War had on Chester, all the interesting things the city has been a part of, and he was a person who definitely realized that, and he wanted to keep that alive, and that's a very admirable quality. I work in development now at Widener, and I work at the Widener Fund, and part of my job is helping to raise money for scholarships so good students can stay at Widener, and that reminds me a lot of the things Dr. Cavin stood for, because without the Project Prepare scholarships, a lot of those students couldn't have attended Widener. So I feel like my job in philanthropy connects directly almost to the things that he did, and that makes me feel honored to be in the footsteps of somebody like that.